Yo, what up, friends? So it's the end of League, Exile Con is Friday, and I've just been finding really cool and fun things to do lately. If you've been following my stream or my channel on YouTube and you've had your notifications turned on, insert YouTube bell here, then you've noticed that just the other day, one of my shorts showcased me hitting one of the coolest, rarest sextants that you can hit. And that was the Winged Scarab Sextant. Now, over the last couple of leagues, I've done a lot of videos on the Winged Sextant. I've talked about the infinite ways to use the Winged Sextant, how profitable it is, and honestly, it's been quite nuts. Now, unfortunately, this league, the Winged Sextant was changed, and if we go take a look at Harvest, and we look up the Sextant modifier, you notice that it says, enchant a non-unique map with map has 50% chance to not consume Sextants. This pretty much means that we can no longer run the Winged Scarab infinitely anymore, and that seemed like a huge nerf to the strategy. So me personally, I never looked into it, I never tried it, and I never really messed with it. But the other day when I managed to hit the Sextant, I went to go sell it. They are 15 divines for the Sextant. A buddy of mine immediately reached out and was like, do not, absolutely do not sell it. You should run it, and I'm gonna tell you why, and it's great. And it is insanely profitable. Now, I thought he was crazy until I started looking into the trends on POE Ninja of Winged Scarabs and just pretty much how they've been all league and what's been going on. Now, Winged Scarabs, if you take a look at Path of Exile or POE Ninja, have been about 3 to a divine. And if you do the math on that and you get 16 maps, that means you break even. So every single map you do gives you a divine. And if we know from watching previous videos and trying the strategy in the past, we know that we sustain our yellow life force. We can run Harvest infinitely. And the only thing that we have to constantly rebuy is the Sextant every so often. So he was saying, just trust me, just try it. So I put together and I grabbed some Delirium Orbs for Diviners. I grabbed a bunch of Crimson Temples and I went to work. So essentially what I did was I made my maps 100% Delirious because I'm running Spectral Shield Throw, which you don't need to do. I roll my maps for pack size, which we have been doing before. Now, because we're doing a harvest strategy, we want to aim for our maps to have as high as pack size as possible. So anything over 25%. Because I have an extra bunch of extra currency, I put it on so they're always 6 modded maps. You don't need to do this. We come over here. We enchant our maps for Sextant. And if we're feeling ambitious, we can VAAL the maps. Now note, I have not been VAALing my maps. I do not want the extra stress of VAALing my maps. I just want a map, go and have a good time. So we're grabbing our maps. We're putting Delirium. The amount of Delirium that your character can comfortably do. This character can comfortably do 100%. The money that we're making is coming from other sources, which we'll talk about. And we're pretty much just rolling our maps. Now, if we look at our Atlas tree, you'll notice I have a very basic and standard Atlas tree. I take essences because I like the extra income from essences. I block out all the mechanics that I personally don't want to do. I take Crystal Lattice for more essences. I come up here to Crystal Resonance for more essence. Up here to Amplified Energies. I take every node that says harvest.node except harvest chance because we don't need that. I take the entire top hat to juice my maps. I'm grabbing Delirium rewards because I'm doing 100% Delirious. I take red altars because I am doing the challenge for red altars. Now note, blue altars are infinitely better and more profitable for this strategy. I am just doing red because I have challenges that I need to do and I'm almost done with the challenges. As soon as I finish this, I'll be swapping back to blue. We take Seance, so up to 5 rare monsters in each of our map are possessed and touched. We grab Unrelenting Torment so that the boss is touched. We grab all the essence nodes and Growing Hordes. Growing Hordes, if you don't remember, gives us increased pack size for Polished Scarabs or Gilded Scarabs. Certain Gilded Scarabs are like 1C a piece, 3C a piece, depending on where you find them and how you buy them and the time of day. So I've just been using Gilded Scarabs. Polished Scarabs for this strategy are still just as good. Don't spend the extra money for Gilded. If you don't already have them, just get Polished. The extra 3% per Scarab will not break the bank. The Atlas tree, pretty standard. For our Sextants, we're going to be doing the Winged Scarab Sextant, which you notice I have 5 uses left. Sacred Grove, 5 uses left. Delirium bars fill faster, and Life Force is duplicated. Now, if I look at the rewards that I've gotten, please by all means ignore the Diviners. I will talk about those in a minute. I have left over 19,000 yellow life force. I started with enough life force to run 1 map. This is how much I've been sustaining and over sustaining with enchanting every single one of my maps. I started with enough life force for one. I did that, got enough life force to do the second map, did the second map, got enough life force plus some extra, and I've just been massively over sustaining my life force so much that I'm plus 19,000 after enchanting this map. So I'm making money on the life force, I'm making money on extra life force, and I've opened up, and I've obtained this many stack decks from doing 100% Delirious. I was buying Delirium Orbs at 120 Delirium Orbs for 10 Divines, sometimes 100 for 10 Divines. So you can pretty much like do the math on how much profit that is. Now, if we grab a trusty calculator, because I'm really good at mathematics, add up the amount of Scarabs that I've gotten on stream today. So we have 5 plus 7 plus 6 plus 1. It's 31. Plus 11 plus 4 is 15. Plus 7 and 8. Plus 7 and 8. Or plus 8. Not plus 7 and plus 8. And then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we've gotten 80 Scarabs so far. We divide that by 3, and we see that we've done 26.6 maps worth of Scarabs. Now, when you say to me, wait a minute, 26.6 maps, yes, that is accurate. We had a 16 use Scarab. We've run 11 maps. And then this is how many extra maps that we've managed to get. So we've run 11 maps. So if we reduce this by 11, that means we've run an extra of 15.6 maps. Now, I know the first thing somebody's going to say to me is, you can't run 0.6 of a map, and you're right. You can't run 0.6 of a map. But there are altars that duplicate your winged Scarabs. Sometimes you get really lucky. Now, I've managed to duplicate a couple of extra winged Scarabs, so in reality, I've probably run about 14 extra maps. And if you just kind of think about that for a minute, or like 13 extra maps, that means on my 16-use winged Sextant Scarab, I've gotten plus 10 extra uses worth of Scarabs. Now you see we've rolled the map, we've added do not consume Sextants, we have basic Scarabs in here. We're gonna put our map in, we're gonna take Fortune Favors the Brave. I take the Alva Temple, and I take Alva Temple not because Alva drops a lot of mobs, or a lot of items, but I take Alva because Alva just has a lot of mobs. Now you'll notice we did not use a charge. So that's plus 1 more map that I get to run using this strategy. Now, the map itself is relatively hard. It's 100% Delirious. You do not need to do 100% Delirious. It will be a little bit overkill. If you manage to get an altar early, you want to click it. I hate red. I hate this meteor thing. I don't want the meteor thing. You should always take the quant. Do this on the blue side. Like I said, I'm only doing the red side because I want the achievement for the altars, but as soon as I can, I'm going back. And you'll notice right away, you'll see just how fast our delirium bars are filling up. It's actually quite crazy, and I was not expecting, I haven't really done a ton of delirium farming this league, just how much loot we're getting. Look at this, to be duplicated or grands. Grands are a lot of money right now, but the dupe is exciting, and quants, we're gonna take dupe and quant and hope we dupe. Now, if we duplicate, which we didn't there, and we didn't there, no! We didn't dupe! It would have been so good! But you can see just how it can happen. We're not taking, oh, look, Grands and Chaos Orbs. Oh my God, so good. There's gonna be one guy watching this, and it's gonna be the guy from stream today. He's gonna be like, see, I told you red altars were so good. Be like, no, shut up, they're not. They're only okay. Give me back my blue. I love my blue. Now, you'll notice right away, we have 12 rows of loot already. We haven't even done the Alva Temples yet. We haven't full cleared the map. We haven't walked into the harvest, and it's just going crazy. Now, in terms of the strategy here, I have not been paying attention to the Alva Temples at all. I'm not trying to build Alva Temples. Alva is just solely used for building up my Delirium bars, and you'll notice in the Alvas just how many extra mobs and extra everything that we're getting out of this, and it's pretty crazy. I'll loot this, grab our free Exalted Orb. There's the harvest. We'll do the harvest later. Hello? Hello? Oh my God, please. Crit resistant mobs. These things are worse than Uber bosses. Grab our loot. Now, there's a lot of loot in these maps. Normally, like, I would loot the map at the end. But I figure since we're here, we can just like loot some of the loot and kind of talk about it. And you can see, just look at all of the stacked decks. It's crazy. Headhunter porting me around, doing Headhunter things. Now, you don't need Headhunter to do this. Headhunter is just a quality of life. I just happen to have it. I wanted to test it out on my SST. It's really nice. You also, once again, do not need to do 100% delirious maps. I just have a character that's able to do it. And I was mostly messing around with end of league high-end juicing strategies just because I wanted to see what was still viable and what wasn't still viable and what's profitable and not profitable, as I think learning about endgame Path of Exile for end of league is something that people are actually interested in. I've noticed there are a lot of people who are still playing the league and a lot of people who are looking for really good farming strategies. And when they saw me doing this today on stream, they were asking a ton of questions. So I was like, yeah, man, let's put a video out. Let's show people it's still really good. And you too can be doing this. The hardest part about doing this strategy is going to be the upfront cost. There's going to be a huge upfront cost to do this. You're going to have to pay 15 divines for the wing sextant. You're going to have to pay multiple divines for the yellow life force sextant. But as you run the maps and loot the maps and get all the stuff that's coming out of the maps, you profit handsomely. Now, you've seen my tab. My tab just had stacked decks in it, and it just had life force and wing scarabs. My tab was not a reflection of all the small bubblegum currency that you loot throughout the map. I know a lot of players probably don't want to loot a lot of small currencies, but chance orbs are pretty much the equivalent to chaos this league, and scours are pretty much the equivalent to chaos this league. And if you watch my video on vendor recipes, then you'll know that fusings are scours, or fusings are chances that become scours, so those are also really good. And there's a lot of people like me who are still pretty much trying to chance unique last minute Crucible things. Now, we still don't know if Crucible's going core or not. My crazy tinfoil says that it's going core, so hopefully if it's going core, we don't need to stress over chance scouring many things at the end. But reality is we just never know. Now, you'll see I've done the Alva. Alva's put me at pretty much close to 16 bars of loot. We still have mobs left on the map. Where these last like 50 mobs are, I'm hoping they're all in this corner over here. We'll give a quick run through. We noticed we missed a bunch of stack decks. We'll look all around. Maps duplicated. That's really nice. 30 mobs left. Hopefully I picked up all the stack decks. It'd be a shame if I like close this map and like forget something. Always double and triple check your maps, friends. Like, just make sure you don't leave anything behind. So on average, on all the maps that I've done today on stream, I've averaged roughly between 15 and 17 bars of loot. So if you're doing this the way that I'm doing this and rolling your maps with high pack size, now that's the key. The key is the high pack size. You'll roughly be getting the same amount of loot or the same amount of delirium rewards that I've been getting. If you're getting a little bit less, we cough it up to RNG. RNG happens. Don't really stress. And just keep on truckling along. Now, in terms of like what I'm putting away and not tracking, I'm putting away all the small bubblegum currency. I'm putting away all the embers. I'm not putting away the wing scarabs. And I'm not putting away the stack decks or the life force, just because for me personally, I just want to keep in mind and keep track of everything that's going on. Because right now, I'm pretty sad I didn't know about this sooner in the league, because I probably would have been doing this all league. Now I know that it's been around. I know a ton of people have been doing it, but sometimes you just don't realize how good something is until you try it yourself. And I know I'm kicking myself in the butt, but the stuff from the farm still sells, so it's not a terrible farm to do. Now, you'll notice on that plot, we got 2 plots of yellow, which was really good. We come over here, we're at 1,300 yellow life force already. We need 2,500 to enchant our map. There's 72. So sometimes chat or friends, oh my God, I pretend like I'm still streaming. Sometimes you'll run a little short, sometimes you'll go a little over. That's the nature of the game. If you have a plot that is better than the yellow plot, take the other life force. All life force right now is selling really, really, really well. And it's very easy to sell extra life force from other colors and buy the yellow that you need. So if you run a little short, because I know there's going to be somebody who says, I did this and I ran short, and you probably picked other colors, sell the other colors. Now, we have 3,100 yellow life force this map. We're getting a bunch of blue because we procced on both, and that's really good. And a siphoner, the worst. Grab this. Come over here, take a look at this. We want to take this one. See how this name is blue? You want to take the blue ones? Now, I'm not going to expect any more rows of delirium at this point. 16's pretty good. Okay. Nice. Looks good. Any more harvest? Ooh, another plot. All right, so this is blue, this is not. So we're gonna take the blue. It's crazy to me that multiple plots did not wilt in this one. That's like above normal or above average. That 3 plots didn't wilt, so that's pretty much in our favor. That's an anomaly. Usually it's like 1. I'm gonna take all these jewelers. Jewelers are also really expensive this league. It's actually more beneficial to sell your jewelers than convert them to fusings. Jewelers, for some reason, are selling like hotcakes, and a bunch of people are buying them left and right. Is that it? We not get anything? Nice. All right, so let's take a look at what we got. So outside of all the small little bubblegum currencies that we've already put away and things that we wouldn't be taking a look at, we got 60, 70, 80, 90, 102 stack decks, 3 winged scarabs, and 4,300 crystallized life force. It's pretty good. Now, take this information and knowledge and do what you will, but I think as long as they don't change anything, you bet next league, real early in the league, you're gonna come by the Twitch stream and you're gonna be seeing me doing this right away, because that's bonkers. That's actually 100 stack decks, 1 map. 100. These things are 85, 84 to a divine. That's crazy. Anyways, friends, I just wanted to get this out to you and let you guys know what I've been doing. So for now, friends, so long, farewell, Avita, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Good luck in your end of league farming. See you for Exile Con.